Before you zap me, shouldn't you know what really works in beating your competitors? Welcome to the Meeting Industry Journal. What can meeting industry professionals learn from the ideas of nationally recognized management guru Peter Drucker or the CEO of Campbell's Soup that are contained in this workshop? When Andy Grove was president of Intel, he constantly reminded his people that if the answer was not inside Intel, find it outside. That's because the principles of business work the same in every industry, and they'll work for you in the meeting industry as well. I'm hoping you can relax and continue to watch today's 7-minute workshop, but if you prefer to read, click on the link directly below the screen. As a result of this workshop, you and your organization will understand why each of the individual service people must be the boss with your customers. Realize that the best way to overcome competitors is to deliver products and services that meet customers' expectations and immediately remedy any problems. Be prepared to stay ahead of competitors by keeping information up to date and allow it to fine-tune your strategy as the market changes. How do you stack up against your competition? The Evergreen Project mobilized more than 50 leading academics and consultants who analyzed dozens of companies over a decade. Findings show that to devise a clear, focused, and easily communicated value proposition for customers is absolutely critical. The winners in the study were guided by suggestions of customers. They paid close attention to that defining moment when an employee and a customer interact. Their frontline people have authority. Randy Katz, DMD, practicing dentistry for over a decade, said, "When a billing question comes in, either of our receptionists can deal with it. After hearing out the patient's question, they say, 'I will pull the file, review everything, and get back to you within an hour.' My receptionist handles it promptly and shows respect for our patient's time." As Peter Drucker, deceased but nationally recognized management guru, once said, each of the individual service people must be the boss with the customer. The rest of the organization must support him or her. The best way for business organizations to overcome competitors is to deliver products and services that absolutely meet customers' expectations and immediately remedy their problems. To stay ahead of competitors, keep information up to date and allow it to fine-tune your strategy as markets are constantly changing. No two store locations are quite the same, says Burgess Peters of Price Right Trailers, which has locations in New York and Tennessee. Customer needs vary from market to market, and inventory may have to be different to serve them. Another unending competitive advantage is to constantly strive to improve productivity and eliminate waste. In other words, perfect operational excellence. But it's important to decide which processes are most important. Dr. Katz continued, "Our practice gross has increased, and much can be attributed to investing in continuing education and new equipment. As a result, we are able to do root canals and crown and bridge work rather than referring it out to other specialists. The patients know and trust us, and they're not inconvenienced with having to travel or intimidated by having to deal with a stranger." When David Johnson became CEO of Campbell's Soup, sales were flat, profits were declining, and markets were dwindling. Johnson cut the workforce by 15%, shut down 20 plants, and dumped unprofitable products. His surviving plants bid for the business that had been handled by those operations that were just axed. Plant managers were forced to focus on cutting costs and improving productivity in order to get the extra work. Johnson created a performance-oriented culture, and operating efficiencies just soared. Meanwhile, awarding achievement with praise and bonuses is evident at Home Depot, where employees make no more than the industry average. But part of their income comes in company stock, which ties their performance directly with their pay. Every winning company in the Evergreen study had some compensation tied to the overall company performance, making people feel like owners. In the wake of corporate scandals, establishing clear values and requiring everyone to abide by them is more important than ever. Business organizations that empower and train their people to serve the customer and authorize them to immediately solve product or service problems will flourish. Thanks for viewing, and special thanks to Charlotte-based Episode 11 for filming and VBiz Mail for delivering this workshop to you. As an MPI member, I know firsthand about the challenges you face. Keep me in mind for any keynotes, workshop, consulting, or training programs that you may need. Call 800-239-0058 and watch your email for the next workshop the third week of February.